Right, sound check, sound check. Can everybody hear me? The music's not too loud. My voice is not too soft. Let's try this one more time. Cool, thank you, War Boss. Back to business. Check, check, excellent. Docker mail server. I wrote a Helm chart for this about a year ago because it's a fairly complex container to deploy, and you configure it with environment variables, and then you pass through. You do a Docker mount to mount individual volumes, like a dovecot file or your password file for postfix with all your user accounts. So we've containerized that and kubified it, and I've just been trying to tweak the config map that Kubernetes uses to create the config files. Have a look at this config map here. This basically, I know it's ugly, it's a YAML file which defines values for individual files. Each one of these gets created on the file system as the container starts, and then sucked across to the correct directory. So all I've tried to do here is add a dovecot.cf field, and that has not worked. Look at what I changed. So I changed this here. The default user IP connections in Dovecot is 10. I'm trying to bump it to 50. And theoretically, if I then run my Ansible playbook, oh, I see. No, go away. Like so, the playbook should deploy the config map into the cluster. Mic 1, 2. This is mic 1, 2. Oh, I see. Right, I got you. Mic 1, 2. Thank you, sir. +1 for the AirPods. So we definitely did deploy the config map. But why don't I see it here? Ah, wrong command. Oh, there it is now. Okay, I was too slow before. Oh, look at that. It's even restarted the pod for me. Brilliant. As soon as the pod starts up, which takes a minute or two, we will log in and check to see whether our Dovecot connections are good. I had to do some working around issues. Let me show you this. Now, when you use a config map and you mount it into a pod in Kubernetes, the config map is, and the file that it creates is read-only. You can't change it. But the way the Docker mail server image is written is intended to modify the files. Of course, if you're doing a Docker volume mount, you've got read-write access to a file. So on initialization, we are using this guy here. And all this init container does is before the main container starts, it mounts the config map and copies all the files to a kind of a staging directory. That way they are no longer read-write. Oh, they're no longer read-only. They can now be modified because the container then runs a bunch of sed commands against them to alter them. So that's what we're seeing here. Oh man, the stream is falling over again. All right, I'm going to try something. Oh, hang on. YouTube says I'm live. Is it Twitch or is it YouTube that's dead? YouTube seems to be all right. Try this one. Oh, he says that, and now he has the spinny wheel. Come on now. Actually, no, I see Twitch is broken too.